Hello, welcome to the setup guide for creating customer. In my previous tutorial, I've created a company called ISO Networks LLC. I've added it as one of my customers. So in this setup guide, we did an introduction, we did customers, we added a customer, and the next thing we're going to do is add the beginning balances. So once that's created, so if you have 10 or 20 customers in here, they all should be in here by now, okay? This is the point where you've finished putting in all the existing customers that you have. The next thing you do is add the beginning balances. All right, so this is the beginning balances or the money that's owed to you that needs to be collected in accounting terms. It's called open invoices. So then let's enter the beginning balances. Click next. And if you've noticed, there's two different windows here. So let's just dive into it and look what we can do with here. So there's those two windows that's showing here. To double click each customer name and then it'll take you to this unpaid balances. So right now I only have, since I only added one customer in ISO Networks LLC, I'm just gonna double click this one. So here you go. This is where you put in your invoice number. Say I have ISO 2005, the date is 5/21/2014, and the PO is 963, and the amount is 256. And so that's that. And then I have ISO 2006, and then 5/22 2014, for example, 965, and then 1000. So that totals the number of transactions that I've added into this. So then you can click here and then the customer balance would show you. Okay, that's how much ISO Networks owes. So that would give you an idea. Okay, there you go. There's my account balance. This is what ISO Networks should currently owe you, and this would be the total receivable that should be owed, or the money that's expecting to receive. So once you're done with that, you're gonna just save that one, and then you go back to here. So after you enter the beginning balances, you click next, and then the next thing you do is create the defaults of your payment terms, your credit, and your aging. So I'll just go ahead and change it if I want to change it. So for the terms and credit, determine what the standard terms is, not just for ISO Network specifically, but these defaults on every other customers that you can possibly add into your accounting software. So most of the time it's 30 days for service companies or manufacturing companies, and it could be 45 days. You can always change it every single time you create the PO or sales order, but it's nice to have these so it defaults if you're using it more often. So for us, you can change all these numbers: number of days, discounts, discount percentage, credits, the sales, GL sales account. So this is where the payments are going to be received or recorded as an income, and any kind of discounts will be deducted from your sales basically. And then the aging account aging. So for the invoice, should you go with the invoice date, which is when you made the invoice, or the due date? So then you have the first column: 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. You can change this obviously: 10 days, 20 days, or 30 days, whatever the case may be. And this will be shown in your report, or your aged receivables report. That's going to show where. Well, I'll show you in the future where you can find this. It's actually in the front page of your business status if it shows, if you have it shown in there. And then the custom field is the additional data that you want to be added into the customer's profile. And you don't have to have that. If you want to add additional information, that would be great. And if you don't, that's fine too. For the finance charges, this you can specify if you're gonna charge people after a certain amount of time, or amount of money, or amount of um, pretty much anything. Just figure it out if you're gonna charge as a default, if you're gonna charge that customer. Eventually, you can make this change later as well, for one customer, two customers, or whatever the case may be. But this is just the default settings of your customers and sales. And then the pay method. So what are the payments you will accept? and then in select for deposit or in receipt. So you can add as much as 10. I think the other version of Peachtree, I'm not sure if they add you, but this is the Peachtree 2012. So once you're finished working on this, you can click OK. And then, so the next thing you do is set up a sales tax. For manufacturing company, you usually don't need to charge customers with sales tax, or yeah, you don't charge them customer sales tax. So we don't do that. But otherwise, if you're a company that requires to charge them, then you'd have to figure out what the percentage of taxes would be, and this is where you kind of do that. Okay, and then the statements and invoice defaults, then you actually go here, change the defaults on the statement. So activity and balance printout. So the balance at least any activity since the last statement was printed, the balance at least $100, at least one invoice every 15 days past due. So this is when you're actually creating your statements in your reports. Then this is in my previous tutorial, so just go find that how to create customer statement reports. And then you want your company printed out and fax number in the report. So just click in here. Otherwise, if you don't want it, just uncheck it. Dunning messages. So these are some of the things that will appear in your messages if you're printing a customer statement. So for 0 days that's overdue, you'll say thank you for business, or you can change that. Obviously, it's like great working with you or something like that, invoices for 10 days or 30 days and 60 days. So just make the changes the way you want it. And then you can click OK after you're finished with that, and then next. So that's pretty much how to set up your customers and adding customer balances. And then the next setup guide would be to how to set up your job, and that's going to be in our next tutorial. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.